Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Focus with me, Laura Berman Fortgang, every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And today, not only are we on Instagram, in our Facebook group, we are in our usual YouTube Live, and guess what? We are on LinkedIn broadcasting live today. We are so happy to get that approval, and we're off and running. So say hello to me in the comments. Hello to the people who are joining, and here on Facebook in the Facebook group, you can comment and I will see it on StreamYard right here in front of my face, which is part of why I love it. So anyway, here we are in the United States. We are coming into what we officially call the beginning of summer because it is Memorial Day weekend. Trying to remember, it's not just about the barbecues and getting to the beach, but remembering our soldiers that have fought for the freedom of this country and the freedom of the world. So it is. Hi, Stephanie. You just found my TEDx talk. That's awesome. Hi, Karen. So as we go into summer in the United States and vacation modes and people, we're coming out of COVID and people are getting together and hugging. What a concept. I thought it would be a good idea to address taking time off, because in our culture, we have a harder and harder time really unplugging and really taking time off. So here we come into a long weekend. Will you really unplug? Now, the weekends, I think, are a little easier than if you take a real holiday, like a week or longer. There was a time before my children had activities at their high schools where we actually managed to take the month of August off. We said, let's pretend that we are European. And we went away for a month in an isolated cabin in Vermont where you couldn't get phone service. And it took me a year and a half to clear my schedule so that August was completely free and clear. And guess what? No matter how many people, how many clients, how many companies I was working with, that I told them, August, I won't be around, they still try to find me in August. So we have a culture where we don't really believe in taking breaks. We're like, okay, you don't want to be in the office, fine, but we're still going to call you, right? Just like we all just did COVID from home. So what I want to address is how can we not burn out and actually take time off? It is proven that our brains need a rest. We need to completely unplug to really be our best, right? So we keep going and going and going and going. We start having diminishing returns, right? We're not as bright, brilliant, and fabulous when we're moody and want to bite people's heads off because we're tired. So what can you do? There's a combination we need here. We need to train other people and we need to train ourselves. Okay, so let's look at ourselves last. We have to train other people. So if you're going to be vacating in any way, whether you're a manager, a boss, or you're vacating, hi Curtis, if you're vacating some other responsibility, even a volunteer responsibility, empower other people. Like when there's an assistant secretary of this or that, right? Or when the president is not available, we put in the vice president waiting in the wings, right? So we want to have it set up that people are empowered to make decisions when you're not there, or there's one person that is allowed to get a hold of you, not everyone. So empower people. Boundaries. Look, people are not going to respect your boundaries around your time unless you tell them what they are and you're serious about them, right? So if you are working from home, as many of us have been, and it's like 6 o'clock, you do not answer anything from work after that, people will start getting the hint that she's serious or he's serious, and they're not going to answer the phone. They're not going to answer a text to the next day. So I better get it done before 6. So we have to train people in a way to respect our boundaries. And I'm not a huge Dr. Phil fan, but I do love some of his quips. And one of them is, we teach people how to treat us, right? So you teach people how to treat you. You teach people that you will be at their beck and call. And look, sometimes you're not the boss. Sometimes there's the boss looking for you. But, negotiate that. Say, we're going to be somewhere where I don't have cell phone service. There still are places in the world where you don't have cell phone service. Use it. All right. So again, in training others, you have to model it for other people, right? Like model that you're serious about the time boundaries, and then let the other people on your team or the other people you may be in charge of do the same. So in a way, you have what happens when you put a time frame around it is you force yourself to get it done in the time frame you have, and never have something that lingers because you're not going to be able to reach that person. They're serious. They won't answer the phone. So you train them. All right. So let's talk about training yourself. I mean, it's starting to be proven in research projects that we are literally addicted to our phones. Here's my empty case because I'm using the phone for Instagram. We are addicted to these suckers. We love that people need us. Hi, Jerry. That we love that people are looking for us, right? Or we get a notification. So it's an addiction because it's a hit of dopamine. It's a hit to your serotonin. It's like somebody loves me or somebody needs me, and I go into crisis mode. So we have to stop the addiction. I keep it by the bed at night, and that's terrible, but I still have kids who drive and are not home at certain hours, and that's my little umbilical cord. But when I know that everybody's home, I turn it off. Don't wake up in the middle of the night for it. And when I see my screen usage go up on those weekly reports, I am ashamed of myself. So I'm right there with you. It's an addiction. How do you do this? Shut it off. Leave it behind. If you're going to the beach this weekend, I live in New Jersey. We call it going down the shore. Everyone goes down the shore. It doesn't matter, rain or shine. Leave the phone in the house. You do not need the phone on the beach. All right. Yeah. If your kids are looking for you, but leave it. Don't take it. Don't take it to the restaurant when you're going out. Don't take it when you're going to go read for an hour. It will help. Shut it off. Leave it behind. It's hard, but you can do it. All right. Now, what the reward is of that is you actually get to treat yourself well, right? So if you love to read, or you want to go on a run, or you just to even go shopping. Some of us like shopping. That make that like your sacred activity, and don't let the phone interrupt. Now, look, I'm a parent. I run a lot of things. I know that, it's a great hub to have that phone and be able to control everything and not be sitting at a desk, but you need to take a break. Now, the best things happen when you are unplugged. What do I mean by that? When we're filling every minute of space, we're preoccupied. We're, even if you don't have ADHD, you feel like you have ADHD. No, don't get mad at me for saying that. People who suffer from it, I respect that, and I know it's real, but we all put ourselves in this heightened state of adrenaline constantly. So you cannot think, you cannot plan well, you cannot be in response mode to something fabulous. And I can attest in my own business how many times I've walked away, go for a walk, don't take the phone on that chore, take a break, and come back to my desk to work and have something fabulous happen. Client said yes, or an unexpected connection called. So give yourself space. I've been talking a lot about the brain in the last couple of weeks. I highly recommend Jill Bolte Taylor's new book. I'm forgetting the title at the moment, but her other book was about her stroke. She's a brain scientist, a neuroscientist who had a stroke at 37 years old. It took her 8 years to recover her left brain. And she talks a lot about the right brain and living in the right brain for 8 years. And our left brain is all about these worries, and I've got to do this and all the lists and everything else. And the right brain only lives in bliss. It only lives in the here and now. So what I want for you is to live in the here and now, this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, and whenever you take a holiday, even if it's just in the evening, and say the day is done. No lists. Be in the bliss of the moment. Someone asked me a question. Memorial Day is still a day. How will you use your time? I don't schedule work stuff on those days, even though you could, because who's watching you? And I just see it as a bonus day to wake up a little later, spend some time with some people that I love. And if I spend some desk time, it's not in contact with other people. It's just catching up. Because that's what we do. Though. Let me acknowledge this. We are afraid to take time off because we have to work so hard to take the time off. And then we have the punishment when we come back of how much work got piled up. We're in a bad cycle. How do you break the cycle? With radical action. Okay, here's your radical action. Go be in your right brain. Enjoy. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you here next Friday on Friday Focus. Thank you so much.